Hello and welcome to the International Pentagon Challenge. My name is Kyanite and together we'll be embarking on a very special Football Manager journey where we'll aim to try and win every major international competition in all 5 continents, forcing our hand to play with hundreds of different types of players and most importantly hopefully create loads of awesome different types of tactics along the way. Once that's complete, only then are we allowed to set our sights on the biggest of all goals, the FIFA World Cup. How many nations will we have to manage until we work our way to the top? How many dodgy names will we have to pronounce along the way? So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to episode 24 of the International Pentagon Challenge. And that's right, as you can probably tell, we have moved on from North Korea. I said in the last episode that the North Korean regime was more corrupt than FIFA themselves, that someone picked up on in the comments and liked. And I'm pleased, well, I'm not really pleased to say, I'm very disappointed to say that I didn't get paid a penny for managing North Korea. Just kidding, obviously. But yeah, okay, so obviously we know that we had a bit of a sour ending with North Korea. And I did feel like after that Asian Cup crash out to Thailand, I looked at some of the youth players and I just kind of felt like I just really couldn't see where I was going to take the nation. And looking at some of the youth that they had coming through, because the way that Football Manager works is every nation, as far as I'm aware, has a youth rating, and unfortunately that youth rating, as far as I'm aware, is static. Now I hope I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is static. So with North Korea's youth rating being quite low, that resultantly meant that most North Korean regions that get produced, other than like mixed nationality ones, end up being pretty poor players anyways. So it just felt like we're in 2023 and this is quite a massive turning point in the context of Football Manager, because it's kind of that time where most of the real players, proper decent real players, start to retire, and when the game slowly starts to become kind of more populated with regens. So for us to be moving forward, I just kind of felt like we needed a change. We needed to move on to a slightly better national side, one where we can maybe, I don't know, let's just say get out of groups with a little bit more ease, with a little bit more youth talent coming through, somewhere where we can actually kind of build a blueprint, you know, for the future and work on it before we move on to our next destination. So as you can see, we have ended up joining the United Arab Emirates, and obviously we know that both the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait job were available after our loss to Thailand as manager of North Korea. I applied to both Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates. Now, Kuwait offered me more money. So just to put this into context, at North Korea, okay, I can't see my contract. At North Korea, we were on £2,500 a week. The United Arab Emirates, as you probably expect given that they are pretty oil rich, offered me £11,000 a week, and Kuwait offered me £13,000 a week. But I did live in the United Arab Emirates for 5 years, so I'd say as a country it still has a special place in my heart. The year I moved there, or the year after, they won the Gulf Cup of Nations, and the celebrations were just immense. So I decided to go with the UAE, and they have some quite decent players as well. A very exciting player as well in the form of Amar Abdurrahman, but he is more one of the senior players now in our squad. We're not going to necessarily look at tactics and whatnot this episode, because there's still a long way to go. We're just going to look at what's actually happening in the world. It's going to be one of them quick updatey style episodes. Just before we do that though, I just want to say massive shout out to everyone that's been liking the videos recently. Like, I notice a difference in likes when we win and when we lose. So like the episode where we got completely outdone by Oman, where they had one shot on target and beat us 1-0 after we hammered them all game as North Korea, had significantly less likes than the games where we just won, which I found quite funny. But yeah, the growth has been immense. We've almost hit 2k subscribers. Now, I have access to your YouTube analytics, and most of the subscribers come from my tactical analysis videos. I'll be honest, right? Not my Football Manager videos, but I am still dedicated to these Football Manager videos because I feel like they're an important part of my channel, and it's something I enjoy doing a lot as well. Now, maybe sometime in the future, maybe for FM19, I might pack in the Football Manager videos and focus on making more tactical videos, be it Football Manager tactical videos or tactical analysis videos where we take real life games and analyse them. They've been really, really popular, but just in general, thanks a lot for the support. And hopefully, if you've just accidentally come across this video because you're subscribed to me because of the tactical analysis videos, hopefully you play Football Manager as well, and hopefully you stick around, because I think we are doing quite a fun save, right? And if you have just come across this video, go back to episode 1 and watch from there to fully understand what on earth is going on. So yeah, we've taken over as manager of the UAE, and I believe when we took over, we were around 100th in the world. Also, if my microphone sounds better, fingers crossed it sounds better, it's because I've installed a fan controller in my PC. So a lot of the time in the past, you'd hear like whirring in the background, and that's because I've got loads of fans in my PC case to keep my components cool. But now I can basically just turn them off when I'm recording, so hopefully that improves the sound quality. So yeah, I think we took over when they were like 105th in the world or something like that. So it seems like the highest the UAE have ever been historically from the start of Football Manager in 2017 obviously is 55th in the world, and I'm pretty sure that's the highest they've ever been historically. We can check it out, but I've wasted enough time talking already. One disappointing thing is that the Gulf Cup of Nations does not seem to be a thing in the game this year, which is incredibly frustrating because the Gulf Cup of Nations is massive, absolutely massive for countries such as the UAE, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman and whatnot. I'm pretty sure Saudi Arabia are in it, I'm not entirely sure. But it's quite a big tournament, you know, in the Gulf area, and for some strange reason, it's not clickable, it's just not in the game. I don't know if there's a way to enable it now that I'm manager of the UAE, or whether it's something that has to be added and enabled at the start of the game. So it is a bit disappointing. As we can see, the UAE have won the Gulf Cup of Nations. They won it in 07, so that was 2 years, sorry, after I moved to the United Arab Emirates, and they won it in 2013 as well. So that would have been a nice thing to have every 2 years. Unfortunately, though, you know, just to get some silverware. Unfortunately, though, we can't play it, which means our main focuses are going to be on the Asian Cup once again, and obviously on, actually, yeah, well, okay, we have this West Asian Football Federation Championship, which you've probably seen glimpses of in the past, I've probably shown you, which will be pretty fun as well, and we will obviously be trying to qualify for the FIFA World Cup as well. So, just before we kind of end this video, the World Cup qualifying sections for the FIFA 2026 World Cup have been drawn. And I don't want to jinx it, but I think we've been handed quite a favourable group. So obviously the top team in each group, so this is like when we were in Africa and we had Senegal in our group as Angola, and only one team that finishes top of that group ends up going through to the next round. So we've been given Uzbekistan, who's probably the hardest opposition within that group, Guam, who we should be able to beat, North Korea, so it's going to be interesting facing some of my old lads. But again, other than Cho Song-hyuk and Han Kwang-song, they don't really have anyone, do they? Watch them beat me 2-0 now. And we've got Singapore as well. So as far as I'm concerned, I do genuinely feel like as the UAE, we should be able to give Uzbekistan a good run for their money. If we can finish top of the group, it'd be massive for us as a nation. And the thing is, yeah, even if we finish top of the group, we probably still wouldn't qualify for the World Cup. But the thing is, you've always got to give yourself a chance, right? And even though qualifying for the World Cup would not allow us to move away from Asia, because really we want to win the Asian Cup before moving on to another continent, it would still do wonders for our reputation if we did qualify for a World Cup as a manager, and it would help us achieve our goals much faster. Maybe it would allow us the reputation boost that we need to go into a dominant job within the continent like Australia or Saudi Arabia, for example, where we do genuinely stand a chance of winning the Asian Cup. So, as a result of changing jobs, my reputation has been given a 5% boost once again. 30% is what it is at now. It was at 25% when we joined North Korea. My reputation has gone up another half a star. It's still nominal, but I think before we were like 1 star and a quarter of a star. Now we're a star and a half, which is great. If we go back in some of the older episodes and compare some of my coaching and mental attributes to what they are now, we'll see that they're improving as well. So really, in terms of our international journeyman save, we're getting there. That's all I can say at the moment. Slowly but surely, we will get there. We just need to keep plodding along, keep doing well wherever we go, and, we will reap the rewards in the long run. Now, a few more things just before we head off. I have managed 2 games already as manager of the United Arab Emirates. Now, we lost 3-0 against Austria in our first game. To be fair, we didn't play all that badly, but when you concede in basically the first minute, it's just got one of them vibes about them, really. I think we played okay, and in fact, I can show you the stats. Obviously, Austria were the better side, but we didn't do too badly, really. We were always expected to lose, and really, it was just my first game in charge, getting to know some of the players, and then we had a friendly against Kuwait, which was always going to be an interesting one, and I kind of put that on purpose because Kuwait also offered me the job, so I wanted to prove to myself that I could beat Kuwait. And yeah, we managed to beat them 1-0. And I think I changed my philosophy around a little bit. You can probably see that from the formation choice as well. Very, very dominant performance, 62% of possession. Okay, we both had a clear-cut chance each, but to be fair, their clear-cut chance kind of came at the end when I couldn't be bothered kind of moving off control to something a little bit more standard or defensive and whatnot to see the last few minutes of the game out. Omar Abdurrahman, this is a guy that I was on about before. You might recognise him. This guy has loads of potential in real life. I think he had a trial for Man City once, obviously with the United Arab Emirates links, because an Emirati sheikh kind of owns Man City, in case you've been living under a rock for the past 15 years or whatever it's been. And as you can see from his stats, like, technically, for an Arab player, this guy is phenomenal, but it's a case of whether or not you can convince him to leave the United Arab Emirates, and whether you can get him a work permit as well, if you manage within the English leagues. Physically, he's not all that, but that's really why I'm looking to utilise him kind of as a static playmaker, just off the main striker. That's kind of how he plays for the United Arab Emirates in real life as well. Ahmed Khalil is also a bit of a Football Manager wonder kid from a few years ago. Now, as we can see, he's not exactly developed as well as Football Manager kind of thought he would, but in like FM 11 and 12, I think still to 13, he was a beast. Ahmed Khalil, Yaya Sanogo, and Carlos Fierro? I can't remember his name. I think it was Fierro. Playing them 3 up front. Oh, it was like 3 Messis up front back in the day, for those that remember that far back. So yeah, we do have him as part of our team as well. So straight away, straight off the bat, you guys can see that attribute-wise, these guys are so much more well-rounded than the players we had at North Korea. So I'm not going to discuss tactics. In terms of the next episode, I think I'm going to go away and basically play our first 4 AFC World Cup qualifier games. So the plan for us is always to basically have important tournament games on camera, and for important qualifier games like these World Cup qualifiers, I might do 1 or 2, but I feel like this early on they won't really mean much. So I think if I play the first 4, see where we are in the group, then what the context looks like, I feel like this game against Uzbekistan away could end up possibly being the turning point for first place if everything goes according to plan in the group, which will make it a much more exciting episode. And then if it's going right down to the wire, we'll have another episode where we finish off the World Cup qualification group. Otherwise, I don't really feel like we need to necessarily make each and every single one of these World Cup qualifier games within the group an episode, if you get where I'm coming from. Let me know what you think. If you think I should do more episodes for these World Cup qualifiers, let me know, but you'll probably have to let me know very, very soon, because I'm probably just going to smash through them pretty damn fast. So yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. Hopefully next episode will be the Uzbekistan episode. I'll have actually had time to kind of build a tactic around the players and tweak things, and we'll have a few results that we can look at. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm really looking forward to seeing how we do as manager of the UAE. Thanks for watching.